Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully this works.
Yeah, we should be live. That's what the little screen told me, Jim.
I don't know if we're live on Twitch or Facebook. I honestly don't know.
Well, we're live somewhere. So,
Yeah, we're definitely live on Facebook at least. I mean, on YouTube, I should say.
All right, good deal. So, hey, welcome to the show, everyone. If you're wondering where Bill and Don and Chris are at, Chris has got a work commitment, so he is unable to join us. Bill and Don, they have technical issues. So,
Yep, looks like they may be rejoining us.
I was gonna say they asked us to go ahead and get this thing kicked off and start going. And look who has joined us. Do we have sound? Can we talk? Can we hear?
Hi guys, do you hear us?
We do
We
hear
you fine. Yes.
Woohoo!
All right. I was just explaining to the nice people out there in the interwebs
Hello,
that
interweb.
there were some technical issues, and we were sorting them out. And here
we
are.
The main computer decided to go to blue screen of update for eternity. So
yeah,
it is.
I'm not sure what channels we're live on, Bill.
Let me look,
because I don't usually host the stream or use Restream.
Should be on.
I know we're live. We're live on Other Realms. We're live on SitRep YouTube. I think that might be it.
Hold on. Let's turn them all on.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. Hola, ¿qué pasa? ¿Dónde está?
Bien, E2.
So unfortunately, we won't have any fancy sound effects or anything today. We're back to just doing good old-fashioned the way we used to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
No frills.
No frills.
No fuss.
This is a generic show.
It's SitRep Podcast Guerrilla Edition.
Unplugged.
That's right.
It's SitRep Unplugged. See, you brand it that way.
Oh.
Then it's fancy. We did it this way on purpose.
Okay, let me overlay the chat so everybody can see it. All right.
And I see we have a guest with us today.
We do.
Hello.
Hi, Jesse.
This is Jesse, everybody.
So,
how you doing?
Good. How you doing? That's Jim. Jim, I like that shirt, man.
I know, right? Yeah. We have great taste in fashion today.
Yeah.
Right.
To winning.
Marty,
what a loser.
Hey,
he's got a SitRep shirt on.
Oh, okay, all right.
Old
see, you got the unplugged memo. See, good for you. That's good. See,
Also, my other shirt's in the laundry because I wore it earlier this week.
Okay,
I was repping.
There you go.
All right.
Can't fault you for that.
Before we get started with the show in full, Marty, are you still planning on doing Little Wars or Autumn Wars? Because Chris says he cannot due to family commitments.
So, yes, I have some work stuff I'm gonna have to work around, particularly on Saturday. However, not only am I planning on doing as much as I can, I bought a new camera.
Oh,
and it just arrived. I haven't played with it yet, so it's a GoPro that's not a GoPro because GoPros seem to be having a lot of issues. So I went with another brand, but yeah.
Very cool.
Morning, Jen.
We gonna try and do some stuff. The Saturday during the day, which kind of sucks because that's like main event time for a lot of this. I have to work, but after work I can get there for the Saturday night stuff at least when that wraps up. I can also be there Friday and Sunday. TBH, traditionally Sunday has not really been all that much.
Right.
The past couple of years.
Right.
The action is Friday night and then Saturday into Saturday night.
Correct.
But yeah, I look forward to seeing our friends over at HMGS Midwest and joining them up at Trinity College in beautiful Bannockburn, Illinois.
Very cool. Very cool.
So at the same weekend as Dragon Fall.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we are a platinum sponsor of the convention, but unfortunately, we will not be attending.
Oh, we know that officially.
Well, you have to be on call.
Yeah.
So,
thanks, Dawn.
Thanks, TNV. It's not a Dawn problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dawn's work is changing their accreditation process, and as of October 1st.
October 1st. I literally have a go bag, and I will be on a phone call and then having to scoot to Nashville to get on a plane. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's logistically going to be possible. So, we will do the best we can, but we've still supported the convention, which is very important. It's a charity convention. So, if you guys get an opportunity to go to Dragonfall and Lake Geneva, I would love Lake Geneva this time of year. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But there will be next year. Matt and all the crew will definitely be back for next year's. Just wanted to throw that out there. You know, I'm looking around. I don't see that. Oh, it's in my office.
So that means I can use the convention booth at
Yes.
Little Wars.
Yes, you
Auto
can.
Wars.
There you
All
go.
right.
Yes.
Get the good
Want
one.
to grab that box?
If you want to grab that box. Well, you don't have to because I'm not going to open it. I was just going to show off the box.
Okay, well. It's a brown box.
Imagine, if you will, a cardboard box.
A U.S. parcel.
Plain box. About yay big. Imagine, if you will. From the UK. It contains the 3rd edition bundle for Bolt Action.
Ooh.
Oh, dear
So
Lord.
look for an unboxing video to come out sometime in the near future when we need a little bit of programming. So that'll be coming out. I'm excited. And they're winter coats for the Americans, so they're all brownish green. So that's going to be easy. Airbrush, done. You know.
How's it go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just checking.
Yeah.
I've got a spare 75mm pack howitzer I can send you.
Yeah.
28mm with.
Oh.
I mentioned that with the winter coats because that's what Warlord sent me instead of my Jeep.
Oh.
He sent me the
And
winter,
since we're on the discussion of Bolt Action, a congratulations to our historical editor for his 7th Golden Button Award
We're
from
not
Antebo.
worthy. We're
Golf
not
clap,
worthy.
everyone. Golf clap.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the community's seen them by now.
Yeah.
What is
Very
a Golden Button, Jim?
It's an award that's given out by our friends over at On Tabletop.
Yeah.
Every week they look at 3 people in the community. Their community is huge. Like their YouTube's like over 100,000. So it's a pretty big community over there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they pick out 3 people that they wanted to look at that week. And yeah,
Very
definitely
cool.
awesome.
Very cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mark, do you have any news?
No. Other than I was at Steve Herner's house playing AOS 4th edition for the first time until about 12:30 last night, which is why I don't have any news.
I heard that Ragnar Games is hosting is it this weekend or next weekend? A quick Holy Wars autumn.
So I'm not sure if the date got set on that, but yeah, he is set up a deal with Grognard to do a like a 1-day narrative tournament. So because his actual Holy Wars is coming up in November,
Right.
and that'll be at I think it's at the Sheridan again in Naperville, Warrenville.
Right. Okay.
But
you said you were playing yesterday, Marty. What were you playing? Your previous army, or have you gotten to a point where your rats can take the board?
we were running rats.
Rats. Nice.
It was supposed to be some hot rat on rat action last night, but Steve decided
that might
to
be
pull
a sentence
his
no one
out.
thought they would hear before. Probably someone thought they'd hear it before. But
Rule 34 of the internet. It's out there somewhere.
yes.
First of all,
finally.
Clan rats for the win. They don't look like much, but they did work last night.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you.
Overwhelmed, did we?
So not so much overwhelmed, but they were just a lot tougher and did more damage than you would think of these cheap little kind of disposable infantry guys, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they were getting after it. So I was pretty impressed. And I've got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jen, I thought the same thing for the record.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
Okay.
So I've got 70 clan rats in progress here, and then I've got 40 more that I just primed up.
David.
So yeah,
I was wondering.
yeah, lots of
And
lots
also,
of stuff in progress.
Which is fine because I like skating.
Yeah, nice.
Anyone who plays Russians or Soviets knows the value of lots of cheap infantry.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Properly applied, it does work.
Nothing wrong with Secret of Nim, Jen.
Yeah.
So this is also a national holiday this weekend for paratroopers. Right, Jim?
Yep. Well,
Only
this
the greatest
week, right?
airborne operation in the history of the world happened during this time 80 years ago.
Yep.
Doing a little show
Greatest
on it.
greatest as far as scale goes. I think it still is. Actually, I'm not sure.
I mean, it's back when airborne was still relevant.
Oh, here we go.
Shots fired.
It's awfully funny.
It's only taken 7 minutes.
3 divisions plus an independent brigade.
They say that the dirty nasty legs say it's irrelevant, but the United States Army has reactivated 1, 2, 3 airborne divisions or brigades. The 173rd, the 11th, and the 23rd.
The herd is back.
25th.
I never knew they were deactivated.
Yeah, 11th Airborne was reactivated. They haven't been active since Korea-ish.
Oh, sorry about the ones.
They're the ones that just went to that little island off of Alaska to tell the Russians to fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. I've done plenty of combat air assaults. I've never seen a combat jump in however long, though.
What? That's not how we move troops these days?
Hey, when you need to move a mass quantity of troops, that's how you do it. Airborne all the way.
No, when you need to move mass quantity troops, you paratroop some Rangers in, take the airfield, and then you fly your planes into it.
I mean, that's what they're
Yeah.
for.
Well, we could talk about this all day, but we're going to move on.
That's how the Germans used to do it.
It's called doctrine. That's how the U.S. does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you all keep it up, because I'll tell you what, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Send in paratroopers to secure the routes around the airfield, because paratroopers back then couldn't really land on a precise target. Sending your gliders to secure the airfield itself, and then the Flieger division would actually land in the Ju-52s, actually put weight on the ground. That's at least how the Germans did it in Norway, Holland, Crete, until they basically gave up on airborne doctrine in May of '41. But yeah, it's an old story because it works.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any news?
Not that I can think of.
Anything
Honestly.
caught your eye?
So,
I mean, there's a new Magic set coming out,
What?
but surprisingly, I don't think I'm into it. I think I'm going to pass on this rotation. My wallet says thank you. And Bill's like, wait, that sounds like expendable income. We can spend a different way.
I never said that.
I don't know. I'm really hooked on the set that I bought recently, and the new one is called Duskmorn, and so it's a horror, like kind of eldritch scenario, and it's like, I don't know, like the art didn't speak to me. There was nothing about it that was like, God, I need to get that. Like, would I not take it if someone handed it to me? No, because they're cards. I'm all about the cards, but I don't feel like I need to spend money on it.
Right.
So I'm gonna take a pass on this one. Don't worry, there'll be more coming soon. Oh, you sent me a link for Secret Lair.
Yep.
There is going to be a Secret Lair Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Now that I'm going to have to probably try to get.
But it's the animated series.
I know
What's wrong with
that.
it?
Nothing. There's nothing. I used to watch it all the time.
I know. I don't love it as much as like I would be like all in.
But it's still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I probably will make another attempt. I'll document my attempt at trying to get in on the stupid Secret Lair because it was a debacle, and I didn't make it to the finish line for the Monty Python ones.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, right now it's kind of a slow point. We're at that slow point of the year for the gaming industry. We're pretty much past most of the big conventions and stuff, and they're starting to ramp up for sales for Christmas. I watched the Mantic release report this morning, and they just pretty much updated, Halo We should be seeing
I'm
that
just waiting
soon.
on that. Yeah, I don't know when it's
King of
supposed
Wars tabletop.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And then some of the Kings of War stuff, and then Walking Dead. They had some new models. And some other things. So, and then of course, Steamforge Games has got a Kickstarter. I think it's pretty much close to ending for re-releasing P3 paints. If you are have been around the industry for a while, P3 used to be by Privateer Press. You know, Steamforge bought what's the game?
War Machine.
War Machine,
I was
War
gonna say.
Hordes. And they bought the paint line as well, and they're re-releasing it. I'm not a okay. This is a personal opinion. This is not an official sit rep opinion. This is my personal opinion. Never been a huge fan of P3 paints, and it's just I have no reason why, to be honest with you. One, I didn't like the pots they came in. They're going to go to dropper bottles. I didn't like the tall pots they came in. I spilled those things all the time, just like the GW crap.
GW paints.
And
they were probably cheaper than the GW.
they're probably
Oh,
cheaper.
absolutely.
The colors weren't bad. It just I know like Ninja John, some other people really like the creaminess or something of them. I think the Pro Acryls and the two thin coats do an amazing job. And then I was watching, what's her name, Lila
Lila
Yeah.
Bev.
And she made an excellent point about paints. Most of the paints made these days are just as good as the next set. There's nothing earth-shattering about them. Nothing revolutionary, shall we say. And she says, the more you change your paints, the more you have to relearn how to paint with those paints.
I did think that was a good point.
So, and that really hit home because, you know, there was one time, I know this is going to shock you all, that I wanted to buy everything.
What?
What?
This is brand new information.
Didn't see that coming at all.
So I have put my foot down and I have said, nope, I'm going to stay with two thin coats and Pro Acryls. And if there's like some inks I need for some things, I will do that.
Yeah, you probably don't need to buy a whole range.
No,
Right.
I think between those two sets, I am pretty much covered for all my needs. I've got my Captain Winters, Lieutenant Winters sitting on the bench over there. I've based him. The Pro Acryl Prime paint, I airbrushed it on. Went down so smooth. I can't say enough about that prime. And then I used the white prime to do my zenithal highlighting, and it went down really nice. And on top of this, kind of an informal review, I bought one of those airbrushes with the little mini compressors you can buy on Amazon for like $100-something bucks. It worked amazing. It works really well. So, I mean,
The
obviously,
compressor's attached right to the airbrush?
artwork with it.
Yeah.
But
Neat.
I mean, I don't know that you would want to do any fine work with one of those from the stuff that I've seen, but you know, for just priming and whatnot, it seems like it can take care of business there. So glad to hear that you're confirming that.
My Badger Renegade finally got on the grass.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
The AK-47 of airbrushes. Turns out there is a limit to the abuse it will take.
How long did you have it, Jim?
Oh God. I first used it when I won my first Golden Button with my Leopard 1. So October 2016. So I've had it like 8 years, and I treated it like shit. It was my first one.
Yeah.
It's like never buy your teenager a nice car for their first car because they're gonna, tear the transmission out of it. Yeah, I really beat the hell out of that thing, and it stuck with me for almost 8 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of hand painting lately. I got all that Ukrainian armor I've put up recently. That was a long 3 days hand painting all that 3-color NATO on there. That
I bet.
Yeah.
that was not a fun 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
So
me miss my airbrush. Makes me miss my airbrush. I got to get a new airbrush.
I don't know. I was watching Angel Geraldo's yesterday, and I like his airbrush. But if I go down that road, then I got to buy another real compressor, and I think I'll stick with what I have for now. It doesn't take up a lot of room. It's not noisy.
To be honest, Jen, just the exact same one. I was very happy with it. It just got old, and I didn't treat it right. So the same Badger Renegade we had last time.
And
We already have the
right now,
compressor
Badger's
for it.
having a sale.
Oh,
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah, Q enabling. Yeah.
It's his 60th birthday, so you can get it for like 60% of the price or something like that.
Oh, that's right. We said like every birthday he has, it's the percentage is the.
Yep.
So get it now before he gets too old. When it,
Yeah. Wait till before he turns 110.
Yeah, right. It's actually a 10% extra price.
Yeah. We've marked it up, folks.
Charging you extra for longevity.
Yeah.
He's just playing the long game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's true. Building engagement now, so that way it'll pay off. You know,
Yes, yes.
Hey,
in 45 years.
Knock on wood. We should all be so lucky.
Right.
It's true. It's true.
So,
Speaking of which, that's kind of a weird segue into. There's a couple pieces of news, you know, that are not so good in the industry. You know, so Warlord was talking about Paul Sawyer.
Hold on, Marty. That was the main topic of our show today.
When is tabletop more than just okay? In that case, should I hold on to the other one as well?
No, go for it. We'll just segue right into it. Go for it, Marty.
All right. So in that case, hey, welcome to the main topic, which is when tabletop is more than just ... because that's all I got. so here is a little bit that was published earlier this month by Warlord Games. John Stoddard, who is a co-founder and CEO of Warlord, talking about his partner in crime over there, Paul Sawyer. You know, Paul has had some serious health issues. You know, he essentially collapsed at Salute. He's been, as it says, gravely ill for about the last 4 months. And they, as they say, regret to inform the public that Paul's not well enough to return to work. The good news is it says he remains cheerful and is surrounded by his family. You know, so he does. So, I mean, you know, he still has quality of life and whatnot, but he is dipping out of the actual running of Warlord Games. You know, so he is hoping to actually be at Open Day, which is today. So at Warlord Games Open Day. So I don't know if that has happened or not. Any of you, particularly in the UK, if you could report on that, please share, because we sure hope so. But you know, that's a guy that you know, has done some really you know, pivotal things in his part of the hobby space there, and we hope him all the best. You know, we
Marty,
really like.
do you have the image of the mini that they're using as a fundraiser?
Hold on.
If you could share the screen.
Hold on. I'm on their Facebook page on my phone. So the short answer is no.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm at a different computer, so I can't share screens.
Yeah.
No
So
worries.
we you know, we wish all the best, obviously, to our friends over at Warlord, and to Paul in particular and his family, as you know, he deals with his health issues, but you know, the community very, very much is interested in his health and well-being, and you know, we hope that you know, he's able to enjoy his retirement, so to speak.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has a glioblastoma.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a type of brain cancer. So he is just going to spend whatever quality time he has with his family and stuff. And
good call.
Yeah, so he's a wonderful gentleman. I interviewed him years ago at Adepticon. Just a great guy, and you know, they really brought that company, you know, from a little offshoot of when they used to work at Games Workshop to their own company. So, you know, we wish them all well, and, you know, we'll be thinking of them. Which leads us to item number 2 of our topic for today is when the gaming community comes together to help other people out, right?
Right.
And there's another friend of ours that we know that we've had interviews with, and that's Mel, the terrain tutor.
Yep.
If you guys are active on YouTube, I'm assuming you are, you're watching us probably from there. He put out a little video a few days back asking for help from the community because he's running through some very hard financial times. He's had some health issues and whatnot going on. So he's almost on the verge of losing his studio and his house and all that. So, he did ask for help, and I've seen a lot of other sites, including ours, to put out, share his link and everything. So if you would love to help Mel, if you go to his site, Mel the Train Tutor, and then go to, he has a PayPal link, you can go there and donate. So guys had it a little rough. And if you really want to donate and you want to get something back for yourself, buy his book, Terrain Essentials. We have it.
It's a great book.
Yep.
Or did Chris steal it from us?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
No, Chris got his own.
Okay. Well, we have one around here somewhere.
Because I'm trying to steal it from Chris. So
Yeah.
I think there's also a PayPal link in his YouTube video.
Yeah.
The description of his YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and and tagging on to that, and we've seen this, and I know we've talked about it previously on the show with some channels that have kind of come and gone and or are calling it quits and we're seeing it across YouTube, not even specific to gaming, but like lots of things, because your YouTube platform, for a lot of these people or companies was so profitable during the COVID times where no one could go anywhere, right? So that viewership drove way up.
Yeah.
And, you're like, great, I have like a really stable business model functioning off of this. Well, now that dynamic has totally changed again. And if people don't have the right things in place to help offset that, it's like literally pulling the rug out from under folks. So
if you think about it, during that time, you had some channels where they really caught interest of whatever audience, and it grew their channel to the point where they felt that they could step away from a quote unquote real job and make YouTube their living. And now with everybody having multiple other opportunities to do things, YouTube viewership has changed. Yeah. And a lot of these channels are seeing huge reductions in views and money coming in.
Yep.
We've seen it in the sailing community. We've seen it, on what's that? How to Drink.
Yep.
And all these other channels, and these are channels that have hundreds of thousands of viewers.
Yeah,
and
big channels, not.
Yeah. So.
Well, you have to be that big before you can start making, real money at it. So,
yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
If you're at the point where
enough money to buy a cup of coffee every 3 months.
Yeah, I was going to say. I've seen our numbers. I mean, it's not exactly life-changing money, but that's not why we got started.
Yeah. I hope I said that right.
That's right. Good morning, Piotr.
No, I agree. I totally agree with you, Jen, that like I do think this is one of my favorite things about this industry as a whole. And it's funny because Jesse's got a really great example of this too, that the internet allows you to connect with all of these people from all over the place. Mm-hmm. And like I can truly say, I have some people that I consider very dear friends via this platform that are better friends than some friends I have in physical everyday life, involvement.
Oh yeah. Exhibit A, Piotr.
Oh,
I never would have found him without the internet.
Yep.
And we are now confirmed for Belgium in December.
Yay! That's awesome. That's exciting.
Awesome.
So we're going to head over there and finally meet for the first time in 10 years.
That's cool.
When are you going to Belgium, Jim?
Early December this year.
Okay, so
we're gonna get a little bit of a jump. We're
going to get a little
bit
living out of a foxhole for at least a day.
Coming to you live.
Marines don't use foxholes. We did fighting holes.
Oh, excuse me.
There you go.
Day of the life of an infantryman.
Never called a foxhole in the Marine Corps. I don't know if that's still a thing, but back in my day, it's not a foxhole. It's a fighting hole.
Yeah.
Was one of their things. I don't know.
That's going to be cool. Is there going to be like big organized events during that time you're there?
Yeah, which is kind of what we're avoiding because I tend to avoid those.
Okay.
They kind of rub me the wrong way, listening to other so-called experts. But yeah, there is a big one going over. I think Piotr is going to be participating in that one. But yeah, I prefer just to buy a couple of books.
Chat's bringing it today.
I was found by Jim on the internet. Okay.
If they start talking about
Good job,
photos,
Ghost
I
Report.
gotta
We
go.
saw that one too. Yeah, that's awesome. But no, Jesse is going to be in somebody's
Piotr,
wedding.
your wife is coming with you, right? I just want to level set expectations. Your wife is coming with you.
We might need to explore
Because
this
I'm bringing.
topic.
I'm
Well,
bringing.
he is a Marine.
Oh yeah.
Too funny.
Hey, Marines are part of the Navy. We're not actually in the Navy, so
Yeah.
let's not go there. But yeah,
I am trying to suppress it, Jim.
well, Jen's talking about something else, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's something cool that we all have between our love for games and love for hobby, that it doesn't matter where you're from, what you do for a living, that it's a common thing that you can.
But the thing is, this industry, we've been involved in the industry from a semi-professional standpoint, I guess you could say, since 2013-ish. And I can't tell you how many times we've seen people come together to raise funds and help others, whether it's, official charities, like Nova has a charity, Adepticon has a charity, Gen Con has a charity. So all these big conventions raise money. Then you have, Dragonfall, which is a
charity.
The whole thing is a charity.
Yep. And then Holy Wars, they do something as well, I believe.
So Holy Wars and Holy Havoc is a charity event for a homeless shelter in Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
for
awesome.
Hesed House. Yep.
And it's a very small, intimate affair, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not this big, giant. I mean, the first time we went and covered it, it was maybe 15 tables, if that. So, and they do an amazing job. But even stuff like, Paul's Unfortunate Circumstances and Mel's, people come together and work together to help them out. And some of these people, only know them via social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have a specific personal relationship with people, but you feel like you do, right? Even if you just know of them through the communities. So
and Rusted Beetle, that's a good one as well. Models for Heroes. They do great stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So
good job, Rusted Beetle. Good mention.
Yeah, very good. So I mean, it just goes to the point that tabletop gaming, historical war gaming, whatever type of gaming you want to put in there, they come together to help their community. It's not just a bunch of people in it for themselves, which is, if you think about years ago, Jim and Marty, we don't remember that because we're the oldest here in this room. But back in the 80s, when you said the word nerd, it was not a good word. Right?
Oh, yeah.
No, No, Poindexter
here's the thing about
his ass beat and shoved into a locker somewhere.
Here's the thing. We grew up.
Yep.
All the people that were nerds and geeks in the 80s and early 90s, we all grew up. And now we run this world.
Yep.
So we've gotten a little bit of cred now because guess who's going to come fix your shit or, fix your IP, fix your computer,
or
fix your bank account, fix whatever,
Yeah. And give you the tools or enable you business-wise to do the things you want to do.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that might be another thing as far as what's going on with YouTube lately. YouTube's ad model has gone completely off the rails. It depends on what platform you're watching it on. It's not so bad on mobile. It's not so bad on PC. But if you use it through like a smart TV or something, their ads are getting to the point where less people are watching YouTube.
Well, that's because
good point. I didn't even think about it like that.
They're almost shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Well, they're putting these giant ads in there now because it used to be like 5 seconds or 5 seconds, and then you could skip the remaining 5, 10, 15 seconds. And now they're like, when it comes up in the corner, it tells you how long the ad is. And when that says 90 seconds, I might click off of it.
Yep. Yep.
If you're watching it on your smart TV, I don't know if this works on PC. There are certain URL hacks you can do to just avoid ads in general. On top of having an ad blocker, there are ways to fight back against it. But on your smart TV, you can also like back up a screen and then go back in, and it'll often give you a shorter ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple.
So if it's a 90-second ad, you back up, you go back in, you back out, you go back in, you get like a 5-second ad.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
sometimes it
YouTube
works, sometimes it doesn't.
Premiere like we are, we don't see ads. But also got to remember, ads is what pays the revenue. So
this is one of the biggest companies in the world. How big does your backyard got to be?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, how fucking rich do you have to be? Greedy fucking.
I'm pretty sure they're not sharing that so much with the creators. Just saying.
No, because if you look at Jim and Marty, you have access to what the formula is. It's pennies.
It's pennies for it's logarithmic. It goes up a little bit as you get more views, but at our level, it's like a penny for every 100 views or so.
Yeah.
So literally, when I said we can get enough to buy a cup of coffee every few months, that's truly what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a pretty accurate statement. I mean,
yeah.
You know, in a good quarter, maybe you get a fancy cup of coffee.
Right. Damon, good afternoon.
Hey, what's going on, Damon? Which is fine for us because I mean, at least I don't see.
We don't do this to make a living, God.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just the insane asylum that decides we think this is fun and we're going to do it. And we just like getting together and talking about it. And then we get to watch Jim do all the hard work and watch his shows. And that's great. I really liked your preview video the other night.
Oh,
I thought that was very well done.
Yeah, that video got put together in about 3 hours. That was a super fast one.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you do anything about Arnhem, I'm going to be there. And, now if you only could do one on Zulu Wars, that would be great.
That's your wheelhouse. That's your expertise.
If you ever wonder where all the comments from Zulu Wars are coming from, they're all just from Bill.
I can talk about the Zulu Wars for about 10 seconds here on the stream, and that's my knowledge of it.
Yeah, that is your jam.
I'll make a soldier out of you, hooky.
Contrary to popular belief, Risky Jim is not an expert on everything.
What? This just in, late breaking news.
Not everything.
Somebody timestamp that. We're gonna need that.
Oh yeah.
You heard it here.
I always say that because people ask me questions on stuff that's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then they think I'm blowing them off. I'm like, no, I don't know everything about everything. I only know a lot about a couple things. And if you step out of that little sandbox I'm in, I'm like, I can look something up. I'm on Wikipedia along with everybody else.
I'm going to go back to your comment about nerds though, because it's funny. Now it's like a badge of honor, right? Like we use it as a term of affection, and like you're in the cool club when you're a nerd. And it's funny, and you can look at pop culture and see how that has helped bring that stereotype along too, like Big Bang Theory. That's a whole show about being nerds, and
I still say that's cultural appropriation.
It probably is.
Well, even a more recent thing.
Get the hell out of our, the popular kids all want to be nerds now. Piss off.
Out and about it. He's not trying to hide it.
Yep, that is very true. You're finding more and more of the celebrities.
Very popular folks.
Well, look at all the actors and stuff that get together, and now they do a live stream or a show of playing D&D.
Or Vin Diesel has whatever his show's called.
Henry Cavill's another big one with
voice actors that do Critical Role.
Yep.
Grocery Boy. I have never played Necromunda. I don't even know what Necromunda. I know it's a GW game, but
it's just about the humans on like the hive worlds. It's like a role
the underhives.
Yeah, it's just about regular humans fighting each other, gang wars.
I've seen a couple more timetables.
It's kind of like
that interests me, the fantasy stuff.
Yeah,
which leads me to one of our favorite games, Malifaux. Malifaux's awesome. Never heard of it.
Nope. We're gonna fix that.
Turn your hearing aid up. You're about to hear a lot of it.
Yeah. No, and that's the cool thing. And then you get together and you have conversations like this, and then people bring up a game that you've never heard of before, and you're like, I got to check that out. And this is how we all enable one another.
Truth. Speaking of which, we have. So I was watching Uncle Adam's video this morning. He puts one out on Friday nights, and then his every other Sunday show. And he did the top. Well, his 7 choices for 2-player starter sets under $100. And obviously, BattleTech Alpha Strike was on there.
Yeah, he's a fan.
Yeah,
Good old BattleTech.
Yeah,
good old BattleTech. It's a classic. But Relic Blade, he chose Relic Blade. Relic Blade's a fantasy game. We actually have a set somewhere.
we do. I know where it is.
Okay, well, she knows.
I rearranged the game corner, so I do know where everything is now.
So imagine we have another starter set to put together.
Yeah.
What?
So many.
Boy, Gaz is going to be one busy dude
I know,
when he gets
man.
here.
Actually, we should just start a list. Yeah.
You people taking advantage of that poor guy. Comes
Hey,
over for
not
a holiday,
taking advantage when he offers.
and you just
immediately put him to work.
yeah.
Handcuff him to the hobby table.
You give him a kettle and some tea
Yep.
and some cookies or some crap. He's a happy man.
Yeah.
Just,
What other
just keep-
things were on Adam's list?
Relic Blades. There was another mech type game that Ash Barker does.
Steel Rift.
Yes, that was on there. The weird looking dude's Cores or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, he loves that game.
Yeah.
He's really into that one all of a sudden.
I haven't
Core.
seen the video yet, so I'm just trying to guess
Yeah.
off of your clues.
Oh, Grocery Boy.
Grocery Boy, yay! Yes,
Yeah.
we can chat. Yeah, Magic. Definitely my jam. I'm a sucker for the card games, except for Pokemon. I'm not into Pokemon, but yeah, I love my TCGs.
Have y'all tried Kill Team yet?
Do we have Kill Team?
No,
we just have the.
Yeah.
Because speaking of smaller scale, Kill Team's usually only 4 models per person.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
really
Machine
small,
game,
faster paced version of Warhammer.
Yes, Beetle, Halo. I'm very excited. I cannot wait for our copy to get here.
Is it going to be just like, how is the Halo Wars game? Like, is it just the 3 armies, or how does that work?
Well, for now, like the starter, it's literally
Just the
red
Covenant?
against blue kind of.
Oh, okay.
But the Covenant is coming into it.
Got
Like
it.
there is going to be more to it.
Mhm.
And
It'll be interesting to see what all comes in.
if you check our Adepticon coverage, there's a full interview on it.
there is. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
there's that. I'm trying to remember what the other ones I didn't really remember what they were, but yeah, it just struck me that that's a nice thing. There's something for everybody, and there's a lot.
I do like those 2-player starter sets, really, of anything, because if you're at all interested or curious about the game, it might be slightly more than picking up the single faction for yourself, but it's a lot easier to get somebody to come along with you into your game or your hobby when you're like, hey, I've even got another faction you can play, and like,
Having a
boom, you're off
separate
and
army
running.
or
So
something.
Yeah,
set yourself up for success.
yeah.
I've been with this this Dust Creek House Club for going on over 2 years now, and I have yet to see a single game where one player brought his army, another person brought their army.
Yeah.
They set up and fought against each other. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The host of the event has to bring both armies. So yeah, having both
cool.
factions for whatever kind of game you're doing is definitely a huge plus.
That's awesome.
And how we all, this has probably happened to all of us or somebody that we know in the hobby, where you kind of enter a pact with somebody. Hey, are you interested in this game? Sure, I'll buy this, you buy that. We'll get together in a couple months, and then one person falls through, or something happens, and now you wind up with an army that you can't play because you don't have anyone to, It doesn't happen so much in historical because it's a little more agnostic, but in other genres, it's definitely a problem.
Yeah.
The other thing that I see similar to that is, particularly when you have the larger 2-player starter sets, like think like the Warhammer ones, for instance.
Mhm.
Those could be $200-300.
Yeah, those are not inexpensive for sure.
Oftentimes you'll have two people go in on it saying, I will take faction A, you take faction B, and then we'll fight over whatever extras are in the box, like terrain or
the
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I just did that with the Skaventide box. So I took all the Skaven dudes. Another guy took all of the Stormcast guys. So now we've got some new models to build around the new rules for AOS. Not many, by the way. Thanks, Warhammer. But GW. But we do have the new sculpts. I love. I mean, not. And it serves its purpose because I want to run a good list. I've got like a third of it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, but when they brought out the Spearhead rules, what comes in that 2-player box, you can play the Spearhead with it. So you could build it and play it out of the box on the Spear.
Okay.
The condensed Spearhead rules. So not a bad tack there.
Yeah.
And then if you want to get into the full game, like I said, I've got about the third of a decent list.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get another $1,000 worth of models out of me.
I mean, that's why they're called starter sets.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So another food for thought. I've seen a lot. Do you guys see what's that other game channel, Tabletop Time? Have you ever seen Tabletop Time?
Yeah, they're tanking.
Yeah, they're tanking too. But so they're creating their own miniatures. Well, they started with some STL. You can, Kickstarter. Now it sounds like they're going to start a whole game. And I know Mini Wargaming did their own game. Miniatures game. Was it Bright Star or something like that?
Has Dave left Mini Wargaming? Or is
what? I watched a video where he said he left. But then he watched another video that says he actually hasn't left. He's just doing his own thing on the side as well.
Yeah, and he did some with video about working out.
Yeah, he's doing a fitness channel.
I was gonna say he's gotten really into fitness. That I get. I saw the same blurb about that's it. I'm am I done here? Whatever. And then no, not really. I'm just doing this in addition.
Yeah.
I don't see him on the main channel really anymore either. So I don't know what it is. And long story short, I don't care. I mean, do your thing.
Long story short, take your first shot. If you're gonna do the bit, do the bit.
Yeah. That's only one time so far.
Damn it! I gotta make Jim that T-shirt too.
Yes, you do.
Damn it,
Jim! That T-shirt will be coming soon as soon as I get an approved design.
My shot glass is too far for me to reach.
That's all right. No, I'm not saying you have to drink. I'm not saying you have to drink at 10 in the morning. I'm just saying if you're gonna do the bit, you gotta do.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, John. 5 o'clock somewhere.
And besides, it makes you a pirate, right?
I was gonna say, it doesn't make me an alcoholic. It makes me a pirate.
You're a pirate, exactly. Yeah, that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
So
I've got the Blood game to prove it.
Listed all of these 2-player starter sets that Uncle Adam talked about. Coors War, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So and Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
I just can't get into that game.
No,
I don't like the look of it. I really don't care. But there's a lot of people out there that liked it. I actually preferred the Sylvester Stallone version of the movie.
I was just gonna say, are we talking about the real one or the
different styles?
So I guess they remade it in 2012 with Carl Urban,
which is far superior.
It was really
well.
good.
Well, I guess I need to watch it then.
I was gonna say I haven't seen that one, but as soon as you said Urban, I'm in 100%. I love that guy.
Really good.
Okay,
it's more comic book accurate than it is Stallone style. Where
I am the law.
Well, the first thing he does. This is what we got going on in Halo, the TV show. The first thing Stallone does is because he's Stallone. He takes the helmet off. You never take the helmet off in a Carl Urban went with the bit. He goes through that entire 2-hour movie. You never actually see his face.
Yeah.
Or his whole face.
Yeah.
Just what the character.
Here you go,
originally
grocery
supposed
boy.
to be.
See?
Yeah, Jim, I agree. I mean, when they had Master Chief take his helmet off, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think he was supposed to take his helmet off.
He does. You just never see his face when he takes it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's an actor, and I like Pablo Schreiber. He was excellent in 13 Hours.
Yeah.
So,
You played Tonto, right?
yeah, I believe so. But speaking of which, it's almost that time, Jim. Oh shit, it's already past that time.
Which time is that?
I was gonna say that's already passed. If you're talking about
it's
the
already
anniversary,
passed. Benghazi.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of anniversaries, folks, just to drop it before we forget about it, tomorrow we are running a live stream to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Operation Market Garden. We haven't missed it. Because 22nd of September, that battle was still in progress. But we've kind of missed it. It starts, of course, on September 17th, Operation Market Garden. The specific battle that we're doing live here on this channel tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. UK time, is part of the Battle of Nijmegen, which starts on the 19th. So we're going to be doing it on the 22nd. We're going to be a little off on that. But yeah, that game is up and built in Panzerleader. We have a player set up to play probably the Allies. So, I mean, we've got more room if anyone's interested. We have up to slots for up to 3 players, Germans, British, and Americans. It's the reason I wanted to do it, not only because of the anniversary, is because it's one of the very, very, very few times in World War II history when you can realistically and accurately get more than 2 factions on the table at once. You can actually get the Americans and the British shoulder to shoulder on a Panzerleader table at once. Lots of people do that in different miniature games. It's always fun. It just almost never happens in real life. This is the exception that kind of proves the rule. We're going to have part of the Grenadier Guards, not the Irish Guards like we see in the movie. They were slightly off in a different neighborhood doing something else. But we have the Grenadier Guards, specifically 2nd Battalion, up with 3rd Battalion of the 504th. No, sorry, I got that wrong. 3rd Battalion of the 504th is Robert Redford's in the movie, the River Wall Crossing, which we've done on this channel. But that actually takes place the next day. So we're doing part of the 508th and the 505th up against Kampfgruppe Uhling, Kampfgruppe Militz, all the Germans that were there. And yeah, so again, we're going to be live here on this channel on YouTube. Tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to start the game at 12 so that we get all the setup done, the first couple moves to contact and things like that. So when we go live, we'll be in the meat of it.
Awesome.
It's going to be a nasty one. We're going to test out a new house rule and see if that works. It's one of the few things that rubs people the wrong way in Panzerleader. We're going to try a new special rule, or a house rule, I should say, that kind of fixes that. We'll see if it works. I mean, I know it works mechanically, but we're going to see if it throws the game out of whack as far as balance and anything like that goes. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow, everybody, and check it out. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Sounds awesome.
Yep.
So is it Rasmus playing, Jim?
Yeah, we got Rasmus lined up so far.
Who's he playing?
Well, he's probably playing the Allies. I mean, I
Okay.
can't speak for Rasmus because obviously he gets to pick, but I'm definitely going to suggest, because this new special rule, this new house rule, is going to heavily favor the Allies in this particular scenario. So I'm going to check it. We're going to play test it live and see if it works. It has to do with how close assaults work in Panzerleader. So, I mean, for people who are familiar with Panzerleader, I won't go into all the details. There's one. It makes sense when you stop and really think about it and you read the rules 17 times. It's a turn-based game, but it feels a little gamey sometimes. It allows the defender to really cheese the system when you're defending against close assaults. We're going to try something different that kind of unplugs that weakness. We're going to see if it screws up, if it's an over. Long story short, take your second shot. We're going to see if it's an overcorrection. I have a feeling it will be, but I'd rather try a special rule that beats me up, or beats the Germans up, rather than beats up the guest. So we'll try it tomorrow, and we'll see how it works.
Very cool. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. So
Yeah, it's when 30 Corps first gets to Nijmegen, 505th and 508th, 82nd Airborne Division, of course. They're already in Nijmegen. They haven't taken the bridges yet. It's the day before that. They failed to take the bridges once before the second big attempt that we see in the movie. That hasn't happened yet. And now the lead elements of Grenadier Guards have arrived, and it's a street fight. It's one of those house-to-house, street-by-street kind of battles. Up against some pretty solid German troops drawn from 10th and 9th SS Panzer divisions. I was about to say Panzer Grenadier, but no, they were at least in name full Panzer divisions. There are no German tanks on the board, ironically. So
thank God.
Yeah, plenty of 88s though. We do have. We found some good maps that show exactly where 88s were sighted. So we're gonna have 88s. It's gonna be a tough one. For the Americans, because they are true paratroopers. Even the gliders hadn't landed yet. The gliders for the 82nd didn't go in until the 23rd of September. So it's literally paratroopers with nothing bigger than a bazooka in any of their orders of battle. No, they don't even have like the 37 millimeter anti-tank guns, or any of like the big regimental mortars. None of the 107s or the 4.2 chemical mortars, however you want to call it. It's definitely an infantry battle. But at least the Allies do have the Grenadier Guards. They're just Shermans, but sometimes Shermans are surprisingly, in Panzerleader, Shermans are surprisingly good in urban battles because we do give them the dual-purpose ammunition rule. So when you're trying to blow German infantry out of buildings, you get those HE frag shells, those HE flechette shells. You're trying to put them into these buildings, held by German infantry. They're actually pretty good. They get some Fireflies, but they're not going to do very much good, honestly. They're going to be more of a liability because they strictly fire armor-piercing ammunition in the game. And like I said, there's no German tanks in the board. So, we're giving everybody what they had historically. The Germans are heavily outnumbered, but they are holding an absolute castle of those heavy concrete urban hexes. And, it's going to be tough to see if the Allies can get through there, can clear out these areas on budget and on time, with vis-a-vis casualties and objective, timelines as far as, so many turns.
Yep.
So we do have one objective hex across the Vol River, just in case Rasmus gets super lucky or I don't get any sleep or anything like that. So depending if he wins a decisive victory, we will make the Robert Redford assault almost unnecessary, not even almost unnecessary, just straight out unnecessary.
Yeah.
So there may be a change in history. Odds are against it, to be honest, but we'll see how it goes.
Cool. Spot on, man. Very cool. So, Marty, you have any final thoughts?
Smooth brain, no thoughts.
Okay. Jess? Anything? No. Donnie?
Nope, I'm good.
Wow.
I know.
Jim?
Yep. Oh,
Marty?
I just gave my final thoughts. Yeah.
You gave us final thoughts?
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 2 p.m. It'll be 1 p.m. for you guys, but 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. So just to wrap up the show, like I said, we've mentioned a couple people that could use a little help from the community. You can get yourself a really cool miniature from Warlord for Paul if you donate. And then Mel could always use a buck, a pound, a shilling, Deutschmark, euro, whatever. So I don't think they even make Deutschmarks anymore. Yeah. It's euros. So, help them out. Let us know in the comments what you'd like to see on the podcast. We're always looking for subject matter and ideas. I'm waiting on a delivery from Woe Fund so we can do a little bit of that. And like I said, I'll do the unboxing of the 3rd edition of Bolt Action. And then Jim's got a video this weekend. You got another one next weekend, right, Jim? Or is it
so tomorrow, again, we're doing the live stream. And then next week, we are coming back with part 2 of our Marines at Desert Storm, El Jabber, El Burkan oil fields.
There you go.
So that'll be part 2 of that. And then I'm off until like the later part of October.
Yep. So then we'll have the video, and then the Friday night wrap up should be happening next Friday. So we'll get that first damn episode out. Once once you get the first episode out, it just starts churning. It's just getting the first one out. And then we'll go from there. Guys, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of the podcast. We appreciate it. Have a great time gaming, modeling, card playing. I'm going to see if I can get Dawn to do a couple videos for Magic Together, because we do have some friends like Grocery Boy that likes
I'm so excited.
the card game.
Yeah.
So, and all that and more. We missed a couple of our regulars today. I didn't see Dennis today. And Tuffy Ears. So, because, Marty's not crying.
You're the one that had technical issues. It would have been you today, buddy.
That's true. So, thank you all very much.
Thanks
Jim,
for being nerds
we'll see you
with
tomorrow, and the rest of you, have fun.
Fine,
And Jimmy, I'll take us out, bud. You're running the show.
Oh yeah. All right. Take care, everybody. And back. I forgot. I actually did hit the button today. All right, everybody. Tango Mike, as always, for watching. And